Several social media users posted screenshots of some crude conversations that was all in boys' locker room. The screenshot showed members of the group believed to be students of some top schools, allegedly as young as 13 years, sharing pictures of teenage girls and making explicit comments about their bodies. To be very precise, slut shaming, objectifying girls and normalization of rape was all in #boys locker room. This is a very serious matter where an online platform has been used to perform such illegal activities. Throwing some light on the topic, we have with us Dr. Amrit Pattojoshi. Hello sir, welcoming you to Orissapost.
Hi.
So how do you see the overall issue?
If you look at the whole controversy, it is not just about Delhi, it is not just about Bhubaneswar. With time we will have so many rooms. It may be a boys' room, it may be girls' room, it might be a third gender room. We have lots of things. The basic issue is about the dominance, the power, the masculinity. It is more of a toxic masculinity when I talk about such events where you actually want to, rape, the discussion about rape, going against somebody's consent is more about power, less about sex. It is the misogyny of the society that yes, the males have to be the dominant force, not taking no as an answer. It is by default, we are more powerful, we can do whatever we want to do and nothing can happen with that. Somewhere I think it's a loss of moral values in the society, starting from the way we have been brought up. And let me be very honest about it that the whole society, including me as a parent, my teachers, everybody is responsible for this. Why different standards for females and why different standards for males? That is where the actual division or differentiation has occurred. Problem about sexuality is where we are learning our sexuality from. Who is comfortable? People are doing everything behind the doors, but when it comes to speaking out, nobody is comfortable with the things. They're comfortable doing something against the wish of somebody, but they're not comfortable about accepting certain things which are very, very natural. 99% of this population will have sex, but how many of us have been taught what is sex, how our bodies grow, what are our needs? If I don't understand what is my need and how to control it, then my only source of education is porn or maybe internet, or my friends who themselves are less matured. I'm a 12-year-old guy. My body is growing, my hormones are bursting. It's a physiological thing, I might need to do something, but how I do those things are important. But if I watch porn, my source of information is my friends. They'll teach me all the wrong things because for them that is the right thing. Nobody has told us, yes, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. Nobody has told me that, yes, wanting to have sex with a female is correct. They always told me it is incorrect. Nobody has told me wanting is correct, but doing it this way is wrong. Nobody has, so somewhere down the line, the society, and if I see my father doing something to my mother against her wish, I think that is a normal thing. If I see movies where I see females are being objectified, where the anatomy is more discussed than the personality of a female, then blaming a 13-year-old guy is absolutely wrong. So this happens, but that should be an exception, not the rule.
Do you think if young minds indulge in such activities, then several neutral minds will get affected and develop gender-based stereotypes?
Yeah, it's absolutely correct. Because 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, they all come under peer pressure. People who speak the right things don't speak. People who have the right thoughts, they don't never speak. People who have the most negative thoughts, wrong thoughts, they are very vocal, they're very aggressive. And what happens is some of the people who are not very dominant or who have a little passive or a little submissive, who don't have too much of self-esteem, think that they have to go with the masses. And when two people are speaking, everybody thinks that they are the mass, they are what the general people are. And that is where they get into pressure. They might be neutral, they might be against what is happening, but just to get accepted in the peer group. A lot of people have self-esteem issues. We are an education system where only the people who study good are rewarded. Rest all are, there are so many qualities in a human being. Our education system is skewed to the people only who can have a good rote memory, who can vomit and who can get marks. Rest all talent is underutilized, underappreciated or maybe criticized. So where the people don't have self-esteem, they tend to do what they think the majority are trying to do, and the majority is only 2 or 3 people who tend to dominate the whole group and they set the agenda. So I see a lot of people who don't want to enter into all these things, who are actually averse to all these things, getting into these things, and then when you are in a mob, you don't understand what is right, what is wrong. The mob culture, the most benign people become the most malignant people when they are in a crowd. Then the sense of right, wrong, morality, ethical things fade into oblivion, and that is where the neutral minds will be sucked into all these things.
So according to you, what can parents do to negate the harmful effects of such activities?
Talking about harmful effects, I talk about prevention. Let us talk about how the parents can, I'll tell you one thing. Now we tell somebody, do the right things. Don't drink, drive properly, wear a helmet, drive on the left side, but we can't guarantee that there won't be any accident. The probability of having an accident is less. So if we give the right education, if we are the right role models for our children, if we talk to them when, communication is very important. If my parents don't communicate with me, if I don't communicate with my daughter, she will go to the wrong people. Might be the wrong people. I will not tell they are the wrong people, but maybe somebody's intention might not be right. And that is where her whole system, her whole thought process, for our children I always believe that we give them the right thought process. It is not about education, it is giving the right thought process. When they have a choice, what is the right choice they should make. So also there is a choice when you want to discuss things like this, there is a choice when you don't. So my child has to be a confident child who can take this route, and that is the right route. So prevention is very important. Then we cannot prevent our child from taking internet. What people used to tell that don't give a smartphone to a child, don't give laptop to a child. Those things have gone for a toss within 1 month. Now everything is classes. The old teachers who used to tell that please stop them from going online, now they are taking online class. Everything is in the net. We have to be very careful about what they are seeing. The content is important. So having a watch over what your child is doing, you holding a mobile, he or she holding a mobile, it will lead to something going astray. So having control over what they are watching, whom they are talking to, keeping the mobiles and laptops without a password. We have to be very, very sure about these things. If your child is not matured enough, he or she does not have the brains to know what is right or what is wrong, you have to have a check on no password protected. Mobile is password protected, just take the mobile out. Laptop is password protected, please take it out. Facebook, you have to have me as a friend if you are 16 or 15. Insta, I have to be your friend, because what they are posting they don't understand, whom they are chatting to they don't understand. And then something like this may happen. When what happens, just to maintain a relationship, sometimes somebody will tell you send me a pic. And in a moment when you are emotionally in a different level, you might do something which you might regret later in life. But just because I have sent a picture does not mean I have to die or I have to be raped. No, that is where the parents are very important. If I have done a mistake, the child should be comfortable enough to come and tell that yes, I have shared something like this and this guy is blackmailing me or this guy is doing something to me, so that I can take action. So one pic leads to another pic leads to a video leads to action with one maybe leads to action with another 3. Now my boyfriend's friend takes the video, blackmails me and asks me to favors in that. So that is how the children become, go deeper and deeper into, and once you have been sexually abused, you will be repeatedly sexually abused. So somewhere the communications, the moral systems, the values, the control over your child in terms of, if I only control what she is eating, what he is eating, that is not important. Control over these things, whom somebody is interacting, how somebody is interacting. Giving freedom is very important. If you really want to keep somebody with you, your child, you have to give them a little bit of freedom in some of their choices. Rest all you should make their choices.
How important is sex education for everyone now, and can it be a solution to stop such heinous crimes?
There are crimes will always occur, crimes have been occurring, but what I mean to say is that we are creating a set of people who think this is normal, even though it is very, very abnormal. We give them the right sex education. Why sex education is important? Because of our population, 99% population will have sex. As simple as that. If you look at 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, maybe till 22, 70 to 80% of the population have sex, whatever the parents believe in. They are fools if they think that the child will not have sex, or they are not having sex, or they don't want to have sex. What happened was 50 years back, people used to marry at 13, 14 years. Monarchy, the parents would marry them off. So once you are married, you have every right to have sex with anybody. And even if you are 25, you are working, you have your choice, you can't have sex. That is ridiculous. That is nonsense. I am being a little harsh, but that is what I believe in. If the right kind of education is given in terms of sex education, meaning how your body needs comes, how to meet them without creating offense to anybody, what is the proper age to do the proper things, if you want to have sex, how to have safe sex, how to say no, how to take a no. The boys have to be taught that, it is the girls who are always taught that wear dresses like this, don't do like this, don't go like this, don't drink like this. Why should you be taught everything? Why shouldn't I be taught that this is not wrong, this is how you respect a female, this is how you should do? Because we are watching TV and then when something comes, we are discussing among ourselves, be it a father, be it a friend, be it an elder brother. So that is how the whole brain is tweaked in that manner. So sex education is very, very important. The teachers have to be taught about sex education. Like I had gone to give a talk to some place in Mathura where there were a lot of people. I saw everybody was talking God's name. So what I did, I made them talk. I only made them shout sex for 5 minutes to make them comfortable with the topic. Then I went about talking about the topic. I told you, somebody wants to have sex. This 15-year-old guy comes in, girls comes in, tells you, madam, I need to have sex. What will you tell? No answer. Nobody was taught that there is something called masturbation. There is something called this. You don't have to have sex to have a gratification. There are different ways you can have. You can't force yourself on anybody. In a class, you can do something to a girl. A girl might be a little vulnerable. She comes from a vulnerable family where a father is not there or your mother is not there. She cannot speak with anybody. She has an alcoholic family. She cannot speak, and somebody knows that she is vulnerable. Somebody dominates on her, and that process goes on. She allows herself to be dominated every time. Tomorrow it will be the tuition teacher. Day after tomorrow it will be the dance teacher. Next will be the husband. So that cycle is a very bad cycle. So, and if you really want to prevent crimes, there has to be a communication channel that is open. There has to be acceptability that this is normal in a female or this is normal in a male. Telling that sex is bad, sex is harmful, sex is a taboo, we should not discuss sex, is creating much more harm to our society than anything else. Because ultimately we see that people who are into sexual offences get into sex very early. Maybe at the age of 13, 14, they already started the cycle of crime. So if we can have a positive arrangement, positive discussions, and being very, very strict, sexual crimes have to be dealt very strictly. Like what happened with Nirbhaya, it went on for 7 to 8 years. It was much more torturous for the parents. They were more at ease than the parents. So that is absolutely travesty of justice. Now, so those things have to be changed. Our own mentality about things, what is happening. Like if a girl is wearing a little miniskirt, that is her wish. उसका मन वो जो पहने हमारा क्या, that gives me no right to touch her, that gives me no right to stalk her, that gives me no, they are making this unsafe place. A girl is going in a scooty and 3 people chase her. What will the girl do? She will rush and then she might have an accident. Something might happen to her. Who is responsible for this? Somebody comes and does something. Who is responsible for all this? The administration will tomorrow tell, why are you going out at 9 o'clock in the night? So laws are similar for everybody. With each passing day we have more females that are working. We have to give them security. We have to give them that sense of belongingness, that they belong to us, they are equal to us.
What's the impact of peer groups and peer pressure?
Like if you look at the development of a child, initially the child looks at the parents, how they talk, how they behave, how they think, how they react, and then gradually they go to school where there is the influence of some of the teachers, parents, teachers, and then once they go into adolescence, it's the friends that matter most, because this is the age where they think that whatever they do is right, whatever they think is right, whatever anybody tells against their wishes is wrong. So a good peer group is very important. Not of parents coming and telling me my child has gone astray because he has mixed with the wrong kind of guys. I told that other child's parents might be thinking that child has gone astray because he is mixing. So we are not differentiating people into good, bad or something like that. If we understand something is going wrong, let us take care of them. I as a parent should understand that everybody is a child to me. Nobody is good, nobody is bad. Somebody might have gone a little astray. It is my duty, my responsibility to take them back in. So being a good parent is very important. Getting involved in the child is very important. Where he is going, with whom he is mixing, what is he talking. I paying him money, I giving him good clothes doesn't make me a good parent. So the channel of communication is very important. A good peer group is important. A good mentoring process in schools is very important, where they have seniors who take care of maybe 5 children, 7 children with their teachers. But we grow in a system where we are criticized always. We never see people coming and telling, Lopita, you did a good job yesterday. But if you did a bad job yesterday, then you will be banged right and left. That is the society we grow in. So the criticism part has to be deteriorated. And the appreciation part, there has to be a sense of balance. Like everybody has a bad day, everybody has a good day. So only the bad days are counted. That makes it a difficult place. Same also we as parents are doing that. We never tell that you are looking good today, you have worn a good dress, you are looking so decent, you have studied today. They think that everything good that is happening is a sense of entitlement, and anything beyond that is not acceptable. We have to appreciate the good qualities in our child. We should not make our home environment such that they have to go to their friends always. No, friends for a particular time, but My daughter should be comfortable with me when she wants to go out, when she wants to eat out. So that depends on me. And there are exceptions always. Even if I give the best of atmosphere, best of circumstances, best of schooling, best of friends, somebody might go astray. For that we have corrective facilities and all. But then we should not create an environment where my child has to go to a 13-year-old boy or a girl to have a good relationship or maybe emotionally get attached to somebody. You get emotionally attached to somebody because you like somebody, not because you don't have anybody in your life, and that creates a dependency syndrome, and that is where people are getting affected. I see a lot of people having emotional turmoils, maybe 14-year, 15-year, 16-year, because somewhere they don't get that thing at home. I don't blame the peers because everybody is good in himself or herself. What is good for me might be bad for yourself. So I think if you create the right kind of atmosphere at home, in the school, good mentoring process, good counseling process where there is more focused, and then we haven't taught our children how to handle failures. Coping is not right. They think that only 95% or getting first in class is everything in life. Beyond that, they think that if they didn't get, and I see a lot of good people not trying hard enough because in 10 they did not do well, and they have been branded a failure by the parents or the society or the teachers. So that is where the people are going astray. Then they tend to mix with the wrong kind of people who give them the wrong kind of advice to go against society, against the parents, and they have a lot of animosity, and that turns out or comes out when they are 20, 25, 26. And then if you are going with the wrong kind of people, then you get into substance. Once you are getting into substance, sexual violence increases. Bullying, sexual violence, stalking. I see a lot of guys who are absolutely obsessed with females and they create havoc in a female's life, even if the female has no interest in that guy. So somewhere down the line, the society needs an upheaval. Our own thought process need to be changed, and all the stereotyping, victim shaming, body shaming, everything.
Thank you so much for joining with us. I hope this will be very helpful for
Thank you. Thank you.